Well, this is not a time for vagaries. This isn't a time for innuendo or to allow room to be read between the lines. This is a time to lay blame on bigotry, to lay blame on white supremacists, on white nationalism, and on hatred. And that needs to be said. This president has done an incredible job of naming terrorism around the globe as evil, radical Islamic terrorism, whether it's in Europe or the Middle East. He has said and called it out time and time again, and this president needs to do exactly that today. Call this white supremacism, this white nationalism evil, and let the country hear it, let the world hear it. It's something that needs to come from the Oval Office, and this White House needs to do it today.
Some critics say that President Trump doesn't do this because he might believe that these white supremacists are a part of his base, not obviously his entire base, but a part of his base, and he doesn't want to risk alienating them. What do you think? Why is the reason? What is the reason that he won't condemn them, call them domestic terrorists, call them white supremacists?
White nationalists, white supremacists, they're not a part of anybody's base. They're not a part of this country. They're a part of hatred, they're a part of bigotry, they're a part of evil, and we need to stand up to that. And so whether it's the President of the United States, a senator from any of our great 50 states around the country, or our city councils and mayors, school teachers, call it for what it is. It's hatred, it's bigotry. We don't want them in our base. They shouldn't be in a base. They shouldn't be claimed as part of a base, and it has to be made crystal clear.
Yeah, but why won't the president do that the way you just did?
Yeah. Well, again, I encourage the president to do that. This president has done so when people have driven trucks through crowds in Europe. He's called it radical Islamic terrorism. He should use this opportunity today to say this is terrorism, this is domestic terrorism, this is white nationalism, and it has to stop. And I encourage the president to do so. He has a chance to do that. The healing power of the White House, the ability to lead of the president of the United States, it needs to be seen today. Yes, he condemned bigotry and hatred, but we need to name evil and call evil and name it. And in this case, it is clearly bigotry, hatred, racism, and the white nationalists who led to death and murder in Charlottesville.
With respect, Senator, you're not answering my question. Why do you think he doesn't do it? I mean, is it sending a dog whistle? I mean, you heard me quote the neo-Nazi website to Tom Bossert earlier. There are neo-Nazis out there who say, oh, great, he wasn't condemning us specifically. Do you think that was the intention of the president?
I think the president needs to step up today and say what it is and call it for what it is. It's evil, it's white nationalism, it's bigotry, and it's unacceptable. And if he doesn't do that, then we can continue to answer the question of why. But I believe he has a chance to do that today. Ivanka called this white nationalism. She called it out today. The president needs to do so as well.